Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. I've been saying for some time that the only attorneys on the freaking planet that believe that XRP, by the nature of it existing, is a security, they all work at the SEC. Okay, fine, a couple rare exceptions to that, but just about 100% of attorneys on the entire damn planet that thinks that XRP is a security, they work at the SEC. Go figure. But anybody else that's coming in from an unbiased perspective doesn't have a dog in this fight. They're just looking at the facts and circumstances. Almost 100% of them, interestingly enough, come to the same damn conclusion. One such attorney is Robert Barnes. He's the guy on your screen right now. He's on the right side where I'm circling my mouse here. I had not heard of him before. I came across this clip thanks to attorney John Deaton. He shared this clip. So did my fellow XRP YouTuber DAI on Twitter. And so I came across this and I checked this out. And you're going to want to hear what this guy has to say. He's absolutely hitting the nail on the head. And he said, quote, what's happening surrounding this SEC versus Ripple case is, quote, legally wrong and very dangerous, end quote. And he also explains why he believes, it was an interesting take, he explains why he believes the SEC is delaying this case. And he had some interesting perspective that I hadn't really seen shared from anybody else, so I'm going to run through that as well. Plenty to talk about here. Along with after this, I'll share some thoughts from attorney John Deaton on exactly how ridiculously toxic crypto is because of tribalism. But before going further, I want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So this is where I initially came across this. Here's this tweet, as you can see, from this morning from attorney John Deaton. He wrote, "A lawyer who gets it." So that caught my attention right away. And I saw there was this clip here that went on for a few minutes. And so I actually transcribed some significant portions of this because I want to share this with you. It's an interesting take. But again, like I said, the only attorneys on the planet, with rare exception, that think that the SEC, right, it's those attorneys that work at the SEC. Oh yeah, of course XRP is a security. So this came from a YouTube channel called Viva Fry, which is rather large. I happen to have not heard of the channel before, but that doesn't mean anything. It's gigantic. He has 540,000 subscribers. This video went on for over 2 hours, actually. It was streamed live, over 91,000 views. So word getting out, I'd say. But so anyway, this guy, Viva Fry, who is on your left, he had on attorney Robert Barnes here. And Viva Fry asked attorney Barnes what it would mean, not just for Ripple, but the entire crypto space if XRP is declared by the court to be a security. And attorney Barnes said the following. My view is that all of the SEC laws should be limited to publicly traded companies based on their stocks, period. And they should not be able to label anything a security that isn't that. So I oppose all of the SEC regulation of private offerings and all of that. We already have plenty of law on the books. If someone lies, you can sue them for fraud. You can sue them for breach of contract. You can sue them for fraudulent inducement. You can sue under promissory estoppel. We have claims under both common law, civil law, contractual law, statutory law, equitable law. We don't need any more laws on the books, number one. And number two, we definitely don't need a bunch more bureaucratic regulators in the managerial professional class to be governing more of human behavior and giving them more power away from the people. Let me just pause right there. As I was hearing him state that for the first time, I was like, amen, brother. Because this is basically what I've been preaching for the longest damn time. I want more freedom for people. I want there to be more choice when it comes to investment, whatever you want to do, because the fact of the matter is the SEC, they're removing freedom from your life. That is exactly what they're doing. And this is why I bitched up a storm for the longest time, and I'll continue to. You are not allowed to purchase stocks. You're not allowed to purchase securities unless they're part of a publicly traded company. If there's a private company like Ripple, yeah, if you're an accredited investor, you can, but the typical person can't. And so what does it mean to be an accredited investor? Well, if you're accredited, mind you, that means that you're sophisticated. They view you as sophisticated. But do you actually have any sort of sophistication? Not by you can't tell by their metrics. Their metrics are you have to make at least I always forget what it is, $200,000 or $250,000 a year and or have a net worth of at least $1 million, not including your primary place of residence. So that makes you sophisticated, just having money effectively. And I just sit there thinking, oh my gosh. So you're too stupid to know how to manage your own money, and you're too stupid to invest in things that might actually benefit you to the long term. So we just need to take away your freedom. And so Mr. Barnes here, Attorney Barnes, was fighting against that idea, and that's why I was saying it's like yes, rah rah. I'm on board with that completely, because they want to reduce your opportunity investing in crypto too, which is like, as a species, we've never seen such an opportunity, financial opportunity, investing in crypto, changing lives, the everyday person, achieving life-changing wealth. And they want to just eliminate this. No, thank you, sir or madam. Anyway, and then his quote continues. And that's all it does. But this is particularly precarious because of the issue you highlight, which is the SEC trying to claim that cryptocurrencies effectively, they're trying to say this is limited to the XRP token, but you look at their legal analysis, and what they're really saying is it applies to everything. It applies to anything in the crypto space. Anytime you sell anything that has value that can be traded, they're claiming is a security fundamentally. And I think that's legally wrong and very dangerous. Whew, on fire. Now, doesn't that sound kind of similar to a lot of what Attorney Deaton has been saying as well? Because if you ask, okay, who are you really going after? They'll say, well, they're going after Ripple. But then if you read the actual language of the initial complaint filed December 22nd, 2020 against Ripple, they are claiming that XRP itself is a security by the nature of it existing. And that's what Attorney Barnes is pointing out, validating what Attorney Deaton has been saying for over a year, hitting the nail on the head. And then there's a break in the conversation. Then a little bit later, Attorney Barnes also said the following. They're going after this so they can regulate the whole industry. That's their goal. Ripple's fighting it very aggressively, and I think mostly effectively, so we'll see how it ultimately turns out. But it's critical that this case not establish a precarious precedent that would put cryptocurrencies under the regulation and governance of the SEC. Because we know how the SEC will misuse and abuse their power because they have for decades. Whew, indeed. And at this point, Viva Fry jumped in and he said, the head of Ripple is saying that the SEC is dragging this out. I couldn't understand why they'd want to. Do you know why they'd ... And then Attorney Barnes jumped in and he answered. He said, well, because the court should make a clear ruling that it's not covered. So pause. He's saying that the court should make it very clear that XRP is not under their purview, effectively. That's what he's saying. And then he continues. And that's what gives the SEC the incentive to extend it, is to delay that ruling if they worry about it coming down, because it would end their ability to threaten that kind of power. So that was an interesting take I hadn't really seen articulated quite in that way before. He's saying, because look, my theory had always been primarily that they're delaying, extending the case out as long as possible, just to cause as much pain and monetary harm to Ripple as possible. It's wear them down emotionally, all that jazz. It's just speculate. You don't know for sure what's in the hearts and minds of these monsters, right? But this is an interesting thought too. Once this ruling comes down, assuming it's not going to go in their favor, and maybe the SEC gets it at this point finally, they're going to lose all of their bullying tactics. That they won't be able to use them to the same degree. So they're just trying to extend this out so they can continue to bully people in the meantime. Interesting, right? So this is why I keep saying, any attorney that says that XRP is a security, I'm like, have you read the facts and circumstances surrounding this case? Because it's exceedingly hard to find these people. And I'm always happy to highlight them when I come across them. But it's hard to. Almost no attorneys out there actually think that the SEC is right in what they're arguing. Then there is this from Attorney John Deaton. He had this thread titled, Divide and Conquer 101, which reads as follows. When I first read the SEC's complaint versus Ripple and XRP, I warned it was written in a way to divide the crypto community. Although there isn't one allegation of fraud or misrepresentation, the SEC used fraud-like language for obvious inflammatory reasons. And it worked. Media pundits and XRP haters jumped all over it. For months, public perception was the SEC was claiming fraud. Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, fighting for Ripple's existence, reacted and claimed American innovation was being stymied in favor of Chinese technologies. So let's pause to note, yes, absolutely, that's 100% correct. It was even worse than that, though, I would argue, because it even tricked, I would say, if I can use that word, I don't mean this to be offensive to anybody, I don't have anyone in mind saying this, but I think it did trick some people, even within the XRP community, into believing that Ripple had done some egregious things, had actually done wrong stuff, and did not have the interest of the XRP ecosystem the whole in mind when they did all the various things. And I never believed that. You know, what you're talking about, Brad or Chris or Ripple, the company selling their XRP, that's their damn asset. And I don't want to get into the reasons why I feel strongly as I do about that. I've covered that so many times, but it was regrettable to see that there's so many in the XRP community, I feel, just got tricked. They fell for basically the SEC propaganda and started to believe that even if they didn't believe XRP was a security, that Ripple had done some wrong stuff. Anyway, John Deaton continues. Anthony Pompliano and others in the Bitcoin community struck back. Even Vitalik Buterin, who tried to intern at Ripple, called XRP an S-word coin, and I am censoring that. Family-friendly channel, damn it. Anyway, John continues. It doesn't take much to stir the tribalism pot. The Chinese comment was 2 years ago when 65% of mining was in China, but still today. And here's what he's talking about. There's these screen grabs. A CNBC headline from April 20th, 2022, which reads as follows. Bitcoin tribalism is holding the crypto industry back, Ripple CEO says. And then there was this one from Gizmodo titled, Ripple claims Bitcoin is Chinese-controlled while announcing new lawsuit from SEC. And obviously, again, that was an older headline and things had changed since then. Then there was also this, Ripple CEO, Bitcoin is controlled by China. And obviously, with mining having got to shut down in China, that changes things, but that was a headline from back then. Anyway, Attorney Deaton continues. The divide and conquer strategy works. Pissed off at gross appearances of impropriety, coupled with Ethereum getting a free pass, many XRP holders say they can't wait for the SEC to go after Ethereum. Bitcoin maxis welcome the SEC's overreach and enforcement actions because Bitcoin is safe. Yeah, well, they think Bitcoin is safe, and maybe it's the most safe out of all of them. But I wouldn't go so far as to say that there is no risk to that ecosystem potentially if the SEC gets their way with all of this. But no, I don't want the SEC to go after Ethereum or anything else. Hell no. And I do think that's a wrong approach. I know there are some in the XRP community that do think that it would be just for the best for the SEC to go after Ethereum, especially the ICO, and we've uncovered all sorts of facts, and then the disguised whale stuff, all the things that we've been covering for some time. I still don't want the SEC to gain any additional power. I don't want to see any other project attacked, period. So we can just respectfully disagree on that point. Anyway, Attorney Deaton continues. Personally, I will never welcome or celebrate the SEC attacking any crypto. Other than a pure ICO, I don't believe the SEC has jurisdiction over the crypto market, and it should be left to the CFTC and FinCEN. Both have brought cases involving crypto, including FinCEN versus Ripple. I've been called the XRP attorney because I sued the SEC and called out the gross overreach. But I've repeatedly said if the SEC had sued Vitalik, Joseph Lubin, and the Ethereum Foundation, claiming today's Ethereum a security, I would have sued the SEC just as I have over XRP. Although I want an investigation into the conflicts, I do not want the SEC to go after Ethereum. The fact is, the token itself is never the security. A token is alphanumeric software code. The mere fact that we can stake or collateralize our crypto causes it to fail, Howie. The biggest threat to crypto remains toxic tribalism. If you welcome government overreach simply because it doesn't involve your token of choice, you're part of the problem. If you hate Ripple or its executives or truly believe XRP is an S-word coin, you should still hope the SEC fails. Bitcoin maxis have a saying that Bitcoin fixes everything. If true, they shouldn't welcome SEC overreach, especially so-called libertarians. When I see maxis celebrating the SEC for going after other tokens, I see insecurity over a desire to secure Bitcoin at the top of the crypto mountain. Yes, I've always said this would be ridiculous. Like, if you're so confident that your Bitcoin, which is your savior, basically, if that's the end-all be-all, that's the solution, it's unquestionably the case, why are you so damn threatened by other cryptocurrencies? You know, you're not interested in a level playing field here even. Anyway, Attorney Deaton continues. If Bitcoin fixes everything, Bitcoin should destroy any competition. It shouldn't need any help from the government. To my XRP holders, there's a huge difference between holding individuals accountable versus attacking a token. Two government wrongs don't make the government right. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't promote the token or platform you believe in. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't criticize other tokens or platforms. I'm just saying challenge it with substantive analysis and don't celebrate government overreach because one day it might just reach you. Amen to that. Attorney Deaton hitting the nail on the head per usual. I'm so glad we've got him on our side, aren't you, folks? I sure as hell am. I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.